Hello guys, I'm Eric from Honest Car Reviews and I'm going to drive the new Mustang Bullitt. The Bullitt that's homage to the 60s car movie chase Bullitt with Steve McQueen in an old Mustang GT against a black Dodge Charger in San Francisco. And this is the 2019 Mustang Bullitt. Based on the Mustang GT, it has the same engine, but with a few goodies. It has the intake manifold and a new throttle body from the GT350, and it's the green paint that's dark Highland green. You can get it as black, but no other colors. And you have these classic American racing wheels, big Brembo brakes, and you have no 5.0 badge here, and you have no front badge either. You don't have any Mustang badge. But you have one thing that's pretty cool. You have the Bullitt badge here. And those 4 exhaust valves. Look at this chunky rear. You have the middle brake lights too. These are whites, new from the 2018 refresh of the Mustang. I really like this. It's really cool. And you know, the chrome is very simple. It's very understated. It's not as the car that I drive before, the orange Fury Mustang. It was more shouty, like, look at me. But you have real intakes that cool the brakes here. And you have real intakes here that helps extract the heat from the engine. That's pretty cool. And you have the splitter from the Performance Pack 1. So, I mean, look at the exterior. It's magnificently, long front hood and short rear, but you have a lot of rear luggage. Here's camera equipment, but it goes a long way forward, not that much high though. But let's see the interior. I mean, this machine, 475 horsepower. The original has around 460. It sounds amazing. But you're greeted with the Bullitt badge here and the Bullitt kind of thing here, and the manual gearbox with like the 8-ball, like the pool table, those balls. Old school, and I really liked it. Very outdated though here, and a huge transmission tunnel. I don't know why they have it, but they have, green stitching everywhere. You see here, and you have the green stitching on the Recaro sport seats. Very huggy. You can't be too big to fit in these. But black leather, comfortable, and a manual brake lever. It's cool, really cool, and it will turn heads, I promise you. Just putting on my seatbelt because safety is the key. And let's start the engine. And you have green dials here, which means the Bullitt. There's so much sounds. And if you press this button, you can go to my mode to decide what kind of things you want to have. Like, I want sporty exhaust, but more normal driving characteristics. But I have track apps, acceleration timer, braking performance, lap timer, everything. And if I press this button, the mode button here, I can change from normal to my mode, the sport, and there's a different layout. You have speed and you have revs and you have racing. I'm not in race, I'm not on a track, because you see there, anti-spin off. This engine is really rev hungry. Because it's a manual, there are very long gears. That means that you have to really rev it out, and it's difficult to be in very tight corny roads because it's very difficult to be in the right rev range. We're some gravel now, so I will take it easy. I mean, this car, it's so much car. I mean, real wheel drive V8, 475 naturally aspirated power. I mean, you can't go wrong with it, and it's a Mustang. Everyone looks. We're in Sweden now, so there's some tiny roads and have to be careful to not hit anybody. I mean, this is a crowd killer after all. If it's in the wrong hands and if you don't have any traction control on, driving, everyone looks. See, everyone turns their heads. I mean, it's a real head turner. you'll feel like Steve McQueen himself when you drive this car. I mean, that's music to my ears. It sounds so good. But this is the new 2019 Mustang Bullitt. And what's the difference between the Bullitt and the GT? Well, there are the things that I've shown you. I mean, the engine and the outside and the green paint and the badges and the manual and this. But there's also some other things, meaning the Performance Pack 1, it comes standard in the Mustang Bullitt, and you have Magnet Ride. So Magnet Ride is something really special. It's almost like magic. So it will control your suspension. It's like a fluid with metal particles in it. I mean, look at the children, they just love looking at the car. But it's metal particles in a fluid, and it's like magic. That means that it can change like thousands of times every second to make the car as stable and like the most traction that you can have. Driving the Bullitt, does it feel any different compared to the regular Mustang? Well, it does, because it's different in the exterior, and you have the manual with the ball gear lever here, and because you have a new exhaust manifold, there's some cracks and pops at when you release the throttle. Maybe you can't hear it now, but they are mechanical, they're real, they aren't artificial, and I really like this. It's real, I mean, it's adrenaline, it's fun, it's presence. It's so much more than, I mean, I can handle, but I'm taking it easy. I'm trying so hard. I mean, I'm in second gear, I'm just accelerating. I mean, I wasn't even at 3000 revs. You have auto revving, so you don't have to think about that, so you feel like a racing driver. You go left here, and you see the acceleration here. From second gear, mind you. Woohoo! Oh, something happened. Oof, I'll have to take it easy. See, it's still a powerful V8 engine. And it can kick out if you're not careful. But as you can see, there's something happening over 5000. I can't really describe it. It's like a turbo kicking in. I mean, it's really rev hungry. But the Bullitt is so fun to drive, and everyone looks at the car, and it feels like you're driving like, I don't know what. It feels like you're driving a muscle car, which you are. And you can get into a lot of trouble with 475 horsepower. I mean, second gear, I mean, you will break every single speed limit there is. Oh, you can drive this in the city because the gearbox is really nice to drive in the city, because it's comfortable. If you're not in sport, it takes every single bump without any problems. And I mean, the drama. Third gear, look, just go into throttle. It just grips, it just grips, it just grips. The Pilot Sport 4S tires are so good on this car. You can have the performance package too on the regular Mustang GT, but you can't be in Sweden. I'm in Sweden right now, and the highest Mustang that you can get is actually this Bullitt Mustang. So 475 horsepower, Pilot 4S tires, Magnet Ride suspension, and all in all, as a base price of 53,000 euros. And you can't actually get it that much more upgraded, as at least the performance department. Even though this is a sports car, I would like start and stop, because this car really eats up gas. You can see my average consumption on here, driven 2 hours, and average 11 liters per 100 kilometers. and I haven't even driven that. That's like highway driving. It feels like you're driving in the Bullitt movie. Like there will be some charge in the rear just going at it, and you're feeling like Steve McQueen. I even brought my skin jacket to feel like him. I mean, it's so cool. And for the performance, I mean, 475 horsepower, manual gearbox, auto rev. I mean, it's a package. It's even cheaper than many BMWs, which I think is the most comparable car, like the BMW M3. And this might not be as poised and exact, but damn, when you're looking for adrenaline, this feels like a freaking rocket shape when you attack the throttle. I mean, woo! Is it the best bang for your buck? I think it is. I think that it should be viewed as the GT 1.5. There's no reason why I shouldn't buy a Mustang, because it puts a smile on your face, and I can now see why there's so many sold Mustangs in Sweden. It's the best selling sports car in Sweden, actually. It's crazy, and a lot of people has bought this car even though it's a higher price, and I can see why people are buying this car, because it's actually a good deal, because you get the performance pack 1 upgrades, and you get a bit of more horsepower, and you get the exterior modifications, you know, the cool paint and the removing of the badges, and you know, the pool looking part here. And if you know that you're driving something special, something unique, something exclusive. With the manual gearbox, the top speed has actually been increased from 250 to, I think, 269. I will correct myself later if that's not the case. But the gear that this car shines the most is in 3rd gear. You know, when you gone over 100 kilometers an hour and you're just burying the throttle, the car explodes. It feels like, you know, the seat is pulling you back. But it's not just a straight line performer, because it can handle corners, because with the Pilot 4S tires and the magnet ride suspension, I mean, I'm attacking this corner now. I mean, it's no body roll, and you have the anti-traction control to help you if you're driving like a maniac. I'm not driving that attacking right now, but it grips, and you see people just trying to cut in front of you when you're trying to have fun. So 2nd gear now, we're in the rev range now, yes. Power! Gear shift! Oh my god! It's so addicting. It's so freaking addicting. Everyone that thinks about buying a GT should seriously consider buying the Bullitt. I think 2nd gear would suit this car. It's stable, but I don't want to push it any more than I'm doing right now. Oof! Whoa, the rear was starting to step there. We'll go downshift here. Full throttle, this car is, oof, it's wet. Take it easy because there's cars, and then we attack. But my final thought for Mustang Bullitt, it's a crazy car, and with increased horsepower and a louder exhaust, it feels like you're driving, I mean, an Hollywood action movie. And you know, the manual gearbox, it feels amazing. And the green paint, it feels exclusive, and it feels like you're part of something special. I mean, the Mustang GT, I've driven it before. It's amazing from the start. but the manual gearbox and the extra things really gives it some more and driving enjoyment, and I can't explain why it's so good. It's just better. We're going on the highway the last time, and that will be my goodbye, or the Mustang Bullitt's goodbye to you. But the Mustang Bullitt, a great car, a really, really great car.